So welcome to Algebra 2. Today is May 7th. A few class rules, so make sure to have, well, not class rules, but let's go over the tips. If you can, have a paper and pencil so that you can take notes. Try to find some quiet space, ask questions, and like you guys already know, attend office hours. Let's check from 0 to 10. How are you feeling? Go ahead, type that into the box. Okay, good. I see a 1. Who's coming in? Oh, look at, I can tell too by the, conversations. Seems like we're all in a pretty good mood. Just waiting on, there you go. Okay, good. I'm glad to see everyone's in a really, it seems like.
Excuse me, Ms. V.
All right. So, the objectives for today are we're going to review finding the missing angle, which is what we did last time, and then we're going to review CFA and right triangle and trigonometry problems. So you guys did that CFA, the right triangle. Oh no, actually you haven't done it. So that's what we're going to actually review is the CFA. I'm going to take you kind of like step by step through each problem and how to solve them.
Miss, is that a new one?
All right, so let's look at our do now. This was the do now. For today's, I wanted us to go back and review something that we did in class, in person, back in January, maybe? No, I think we did this even last semester. Reviewing parabolas. So, yes, you can go ahead and tell me the answers. Work together, and like yesterday, the fact that you guys get together and try to do things together is really nice. All right, so I wanted us to review this CFA. As I was telling you, this is a different one. It's the one that you guys just recently submitted. This is the one on geometry, right? And since that's what we're working on recently, I want us to focus on that. So when we're looking at this, who has some idea of what to do? I don't want to guide you guys just yet. I have
an idea.
Guide me. Okay, can you let me know?
So it's in right. So we don't do opposite over hypotenuse.
Okay.
So we don't in this problem we don't highlight simplify.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't do z on the opposite of z is 21, and then the hypotenuse is 35. Now we just simplify it.
Okay, so you said for this one it would be opposite over hypotenuse because of the SOH, right, in SOHCAHTOA?
Yeah.
So then you said it would be, since opposite is 21 because you looked at focus angle Z, it's 21, and then you said the hypotenuse was 35?
Yes.
Ooh, what is going on with this thing? 21 over 35, and then you simplify. So when you simplify, what happens? What does it turn into?
You simplify it by 3. Divide by 3 on both sides, and then you get 3 over 5.
Well,
actually,
okay, so
7 over 5.
Because you say
the first one will be 7, the other one will be 5.
Because into both numbers you can divide them by 3. So like you said, it becomes 21 divided by 3 should be 7.
Yeah. And
then 35 divided by 3 is 5.
Yes.
So based on that, is this correct? Yes or no?
No.
No, because what should our numerator be?
7 over 5.
7 over 5. Good. Who wants to give letter B a try? Either Sarai or Harmony, do you guys want to try letter? Well, okay, well, they jump in. Peace, do you want to continue doing that one?
Peace, what are we doing here?
Oh, Harmony, okay, here we go, Harmony. So let's do letter B. So guide me through this one.
Me? Okay.
Harmony.
So
sorry, please. Maybe you can help her though if she feels like needs that support. So Harmony, what do I do first?
I'm guessing you. Oh,
So what's the opposite of x?
opposite egg is freaking 28.
So 28 over, remember it's the highest opposite.
Good five.
So I heard 28 in the background because I heard it's a sine of x. I heard what's the opposite of x, of angle x. I heard 28. So what other information
Mama,
do I
this
need?
one.
28 over 35.
28 over 35.
28 over 35. Why 35?
It's huge fly.
Really, you still want to.
I know, but that thing is huge.
Harmony, why 35?
Because it's bigger than 21 and 28.
Well, remember that if we're doing sine, we look for opposite and hypotenuse, right?
Yes.
So our opposite of x is 8, and the hypotenuse of the triangle is 35. So that's why we choose those numbers. Now, when we simplify it, what does that become? What can we divide both of these numbers by?
By 4s.
By 4, that's an option. Okay, so if we divide 28 by 4, what does that equal to?
24 by 4.
Oh.
6.
Now, if we do 28 divided by 4, that's going to equal to 7.
True.
But 35 divided by 4 is not a number evenly. So that wouldn't be.
No.
You,
What was that, Sarai?
Is it a no?
or you could do 7.
Why is it
Divide
no,
by
Sarai?
7.
Yeah.
You could
For
divide.
for number B?
But 34.
So you could divide 35 divided by 7, 28 divided by 7. And then you're going to get the real number. So 7 times 4 is 28.
7, 4, 28.
And then 35 times 35 divided by 7 is
5.
exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. And that is why. So now when we look at letter B and we compare that, they say sine of x is equal to 3/4.
Peace, look.
Because we're using these numbers to help find our sine of x does not match up. It should be 4/5, meaning the answer is also no. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do letter C and just kind of guide us through that.
Can I do it?
Sure, Peace, go ahead.
So it's going to be opposite, adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's 28 over, it's 28 over 35.
Okay. 28 over 35.
Now we will do the same process as we did with sin x. It's going to be divided by 7.
By 7, okay. Ooh. Okay, and it should give you what?
4 over 5.
4 over 5. Now, does that match your answer in letter C?
No.
No. And remember that whenever, if it tells you sine of Z, sine of X, cosine of X, it tells you exactly what angle to focus on. So you guys are doing really good with identifying that angle. All right, letter D.
Letter X, cosine x. So it's going to be the same thing, but it's going to be 21 over 35.
Because you're looking for the adjacent, right?
Yeah.
So GOTOA, so it's adjacent over hypotenuse. So like you said, 21 over 35. And then what do?
So you want to divide now. simplify it.
Simplify it, good. So what goes into both of these? 21 over
7.
35? 7. So 21 divided by 7?
It's 3.
35 divided by 7? 5. I noticed those do match up. So cosine of x is equal to 3/5. That is correct. And our last one on this question
is tangent, opposite over adjacent.
So, and our focus,
it's going to be 21 over 28.
Because our focus is angle Z, so 21, which is opposite, over adjacent, which is 28. So 21 divided by 8, that's equal to?
Oh, what'd you say, miss?
21 divided by 28. What can I divide both of them by?
Again, it's 7.
Divide by 7 because 7 goes into both.
It will be 3/4.
3/4. So is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, good. As a heads up, I'm try to pay attention to what questions you need more help on and which ones you need less help on, because for your exit ticket, it's going to be mainly about asking you what questions I can support you with, which ones you'll need more help with, and which ones I should go over in a little bit more detail, okay? So can I have someone read this question?
Yeah. Triangle 1 has an angle of the measurement of 6 squared and an angle of the measurement of 14 squared. I mean, yeah, right?
14 degrees.
Degrees, I mean.
Good, okay, and then do you want to continue reading or can someone else?
I can read it.
Okay.
Triangle 2 has an angle that measures 14 degrees and an angle measure x degrees where x equals to 62 degrees. Based
Okay.
on that information, Bob claims that angle 1 and angle 2 cannot be similar. What value of x in degrees were reference Bob claim?
Thank you.
Hey, miss.
So, yes.
What does that equal sign mean again? When it's crossed out, it's congruent, right?
That's exactly what I was gonna come back to. I wanted to mention that, and I like how you asked if that's congruent. It actually means, so whenever you have a slash like that on the equal sign, it means it is not equal to 62 degrees. So what that says is an angle that measures x degrees where x is not equal to 62 degrees. That's what that means. Okay. So now reading this again, so anytime you read a word problem, because I know they can sometimes get confusing and trying to figure out what to do can be difficult, always think about the 3-read process. Even if you don't necessarily read it 3 times, which it is recommended that you do, think about what is a problem about, what math information do they give me, and then what is it that they're asking and how can I solve it? So thank you, Sarai, for reading it. I'm going to go ahead and read it one more time, and then we'll go over those different questions. So it says, triangle 1, and I know we won't get to all the questions because we only have 3 minutes, actually. I'm over here trying to fully get to this. So this is what we're going to do. I'm actually going to stop right now because I don't want to go into a question without being able to really dissect it. And instead, what I want you guys to do is... Yeah, we had a lot. Okay, let's do the guess the meaning real quick. So remember in the chat box, go ahead and type in your answer. This one does have to be through the chat box. Please do not say it out loud. I saw, all right. Okay, so good. So this one, it is, we look at the first emoji, that's star. Second one is a fish, so that should be a starfish. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find a way to make this a little bit more difficult or find a way to get an answer in a different way. We'll see. I'll have to come up with something. But I'm gonna of your points as usual. And then as far as, okay, so how can I help? As you guys know, if you message me, we've been in contact, so I can answer questions that way, but there's also hours 2 to 3 o'clock. After class today, make sure to complete the do now if you haven't finished it. Make sure you do your exit ticket. If you haven't done the CFA, which most of you have, go ahead and do that. And then the do now for the next session won't be up until Sunday. So if you've done your do now, you've done your exit ticket, and you did the CFA, then you, the homework assignment. With the homework,
oh my God, who's that?
is that?
Sorry, can you repeat?
That was crazy. As far as the homework assignment goes, it's gonna ask you like what you need help on. We didn't get to everything, so just respond. You guys will get credit for it anyway. So even if it tells you you got like a low score, I'll make sure to correct it. I'm just gonna have to redo this exit ticket for Monday. I might even take off the exit ticket, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I
What
might take off the exit ticket because I don't think you guys will
So, Miss, so you just want us to do our duel now?
I agree
and then
with you 100%, Miss.
ticket for today?
Wait,
Yeah,
I want
just do the do now.
Because we already finished it since when?
Because
Miss, I want to do the exit ticket.
what was that?
I said I want to do the exit ticket.
Okay, so I'll put up problems then. I'll just change the problems. But I did want to say that I'm really proud of you four, actually, not just you. 'Cause I know, Chris, you jumped in. Thank you for logging in all the time. I was gonna put up a little shout out on Schoology and all of that, but then I didn't want to make others feel